Welcome back to the deep dive. Our mission here is, well, sharp and simple. You shared the sources, and we're here to dig out the absolute best, most crucial, and definitely the most entertaining nuggets of insight.
Basically, we're giving you the shortcut to being the most clued-in person in the room.
Exactly.
And today, oh boy, we're diving into a fascinating bit of, let's call it pop culture archaeology. It's a story that was kept under wraps, like a really valuable asset, for 16 months.
16 months.
Yeah, before being perfectly deployed. It involves, one of the biggest music stars anywhere, a top NFL superstar, and just a truly epic case of mistaken identity.
Hollywood royalty involved, too.
Oh yeah, Hollywood royalty is right in the mix.
We are, of course, talking about the story Taylor Swift finally shared on Late Night with Seth Meyers. That was October 8th, 2025.
Right, she was doing the rounds for her new album, her 12th, The Life of a Showgirl.
And she gave us this amazing, chaotic backstory about her fiancé, Travis Kelce, a London VIP tent, and the moment he mistook Hugh Grant's wife for director Greta Gerwig.
It's gold. So the listener's mission today is kind of twofold.
Yep.
First, just appreciate the sheer comedic absurdity of it all, right?
Right.
The who, what, where of the actual mistake.
Oh.
But maybe more importantly, we need to look at the strategic timeline here. Why hold on to this gold-plated anecdote for a major album press tour?
What does it tell us about, image management at that super high level of fame?
Exactly. It's a masterclass, potentially.
Okay, let's unpack this. We have to start with the setting, because context is just everything here. This wasn't some, quiet little dinner party.
Not at all. This was the electric, probably high-pressure, maybe alcohol-fueled environment of the VIP tent during the Eras Tour.
A scene of the crime, as you called it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Taylor Swift's second Eras Tour show in London. This is way back June 2024.
Right.
And when you look at the sources, the guest list alone kind of explains why this mix-up was maybe almost inevitable. It wasn't just packed.
Mm-hmm.
It was this insane collision of different global fame sectors all crammed together.
So if you're trying to picture it, you need to understand the sheer caliber of people there. We're talking Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher.
Yep.
Tom Cruise. Hugh Grant, who's 65 now and critically important for the story, director Greta Gerwig, all in one, temporary structure.
The density of A-listers is kind of dizzying when you think about it.
Totally.
And what's fascinating, as you said, is the time lag. The awkwardness happens June 2024.
Uh-huh.
Swift doesn't spill the full story until October 2025 on Seth Meyers promoting The Life of a Showgirl. They literally sat on this comedic gold for well over a year.
Holding it in the vault.
Absolutely. Waiting for the right moment.
Okay, and here's where the dramatic irony really kicks in hard. Swift confirmed that Kelce's 35s is a massive, and I mean capital M, massive fan of Greta Gerwig.
Right. He apparently loves her work, her range, her ability to, tackle these huge projects.
So the poor guy was probably already starstruck, mingling with his heroes, which, if anything, probably scrambled his brain even more, right?
Well, yeah. It raises that interesting question, doesn't it? If you're totally overwhelmed by meeting someone you admire that much, are you maybe more likely to see what you want to see?
Instead of what's actually there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Kelce was obviously operating under, peak excitement, maybe a little liquid encouragement, as we'll find out.
That.
And maybe a strong dose of confirmation bias. That must be her.
Speaking of confirmation bias leading to, well, disaster, let's get to the moment itself, the mortification. Kelce spots a woman he thinks is his beloved director, decides this is his chance. Who does he actually approach?
He zeroes in on Hugh Grant's wife, Anna Eberstein. She's 42.
Okay.
Kelce walks up to Eberstein, who, let's be clear, was there, quite visibly, with Hugh Grant, and firmly decides in his head, that's Greta Gerwig.
Wow. And he didn't just, offer a quick hello or a handshake.
Oh, no. He went straight for the big, specific compliment, proceeds to congratulate Eberstein on Gerwig's colossal, culture-defining film, Barbie.
Oh, my God. Can you just imagine receiving congratulations for directing Barbie, one of the biggest movies ever, when you had absolutely nothing to do with it?
The sheer awkwardness. But wait, it gets better. The best detail, I think, from the source material is the follow-up joke.
There's more.
Oh, yeah. To really, lock in the moment, trying to be clever and maybe a bit self-deprecating in front of the director he admired. He points right at Taylor Swift and quips, "I'm just Ken, too."
He didn't. Oh, that perfect meta joke. I mean, It was timely, relevant, witty,
Oh,
but delivered directly to the wrong person, compounding the error just like exponentially.
that's the difference, isn't it? Between a minor flub and something that becomes like instant celebrity legend.
Absolutely.
And that detail also highlights Swift's perspective watching this whole thing unfold. Eberstein's reaction was key.
What did she do?
She apparently just smiled politely but didn't say anything, just silence.
Oof. The polite freeze.
Yeah.
Lethal.
Totally. And Swift, watching this, genuinely believed that Gerwig, who she thought Kelce was talking to, was just completely fed up.
Fed up with the Ken joke.
Yeah, like she just heard the "I'm just Ken" joke one too many times that night or something. That silence, which was actually Anna Eberstein dealing with pure, unadulterated awkwardness,
Right.
was totally misread by Swift as, like, director fatigue or burnout.
Wow. The layers of misunderstanding. Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting for me. The post-show debrief.
Ah, yes.
Kelce, presumably, still riding high on his successful celebrity chat.
Oh, he probably thought he nailed it.
Right. He had to explain his observations to Swift later. What on earth was his logic, his superstar logic?
Well, he was trying to make sense of the Grant-Eberstein dynamic he'd seen. He explained to Swift, apparently, that he'd watched them dancing really closely all night.
Okay.
And they kept having all these inside jokes. So he's like processing this data,
Mhm.
based on proximity and this perceived history between them.
And this observation led him to the glorious soulmate theory, which is, I think, where the comedy truly peaks.
It really does.
Yeah.
He concluded, and I quote, that they kind of seem like they're like soulmates.
Soulmates.
Or his backup theory was maybe they were collaborating, making a movie together. That would explain the intense closeness and the shared history he thought he saw.
His brain literally couldn't process them just being a normal, long-term married couple having fun.
Exactly. That's the critical insight maybe into celebrity perception, right?
Uh-huh.
Kelce's thinking, if they're this close, if they share this much intimacy, well, they must be working on a blockbuster together. Or they are actual destiny incarnate.
Yeah.
It was impossible for him to compute.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just married and like each other.
Amazing. But the reality check was obviously looming large. Swift had actually seen proof online that he'd messed up.
Yeah, she'd seen videos already circulating of Kelce dancing with the actual Greta Gerwig.
Who he hadn't recognized.
Exactly. And apparently Kelce initially just dismissed those videos when Swift mentioned them.
Yeah.
Yeah. He genuinely thought Gerwig was just, like, part of a family he was dancing with. Just another random person in the tent who happened to appreciate his brilliant Ken joke.
So he completely missed his chance to actually interact knowingly with his favorite director.
While simultaneously congratulating the wrong woman on her career. It's perfect.
That's where Swift, who is, let's face it, a master storyteller, put the final piece of the puzzle into place for him.
Right.
She recalled telling Kel to basically, do the math. And she delivered that incredible punchline that finally brought him crashing back down to earth.
What was it again?
Is there any chance at all, baby, that you complimented Hugh Grant's wife, Anna, on her movie Barbie?
Oh, the penny drop moment. That must have been just catastrophic for him. Internally combusting.
I can only imagine.
But the context for Kelce's chaotic energy and potentially his, let's say, vision problems that night is beautifully laid out in the source material by none other than Hugh Grant himself.
Ah, yes. The Hugh Grant connection brings everything beautifully full circle. Grant, who the source wonderfully describes as an aging London boy,
Love that.
had actually tweeted about that June 2024 concert shortly after it happened. He was thanking Swift and her V-Hospitable team.
Right. I remember that tweet. And it gave us the first real clue about the atmosphere in that VIP tent. Because Grant specifically gave a shout out to
What do you
Kelce.
say?
Called him an excellent, if gigantic, boyfriend.
Okay, nice.
And then, crucially, he hashtagged it, #tequila shots.
Ah, there it is. That single hashtag is the Rosetta Stone for the chaos unfolding that night, isn't it?
It explains so much. And the story got even richer months later. Grant actually clarified this boozy bonding session in an interview in October 2024.
What did he add?
He just casually confirmed that he and Kelce got absolutely smashed on tequila.
Smashed. Okay. So the stage was perfectly set for enthusiastic, completely misguided congratulations and some very complex soulmate theories.
The tequila defense. It connects all three worlds perfectly, doesn't it? You got the NFL superstar, the legendary English film actor, and the massive pop star's calculated press strategy.
It really is kind of a public relations masterpiece when you think about it,
Yeah.
saving this incredibly humanizing, deeply hilarious, and now perfectly contextualized anecdote.
For the exact moment the album, The Life of a Showgirl, needed maximum buzz. Genius.
And it makes Kelce seem really endearing, actually. A bit clumsy, relatable. It pulls him off that high pedestal of being, an unstoppable champion athlete.
For sure. And of course, the story wrapped up perfectly on the late night show itself. Seth Meyers just nailed the summary, didn't he?
What was his take again?
He synthesized the whole mistake by joking, "The good thing is he recognized true love, he saw soulmates, and he knew you were soulmates."
Ah, that's actually quite sweet.
It's a phenomenal summation. It pivots the error into this kind of sweet observation about perception and relationships. This whole deep dive, really, it shows us that even in the highest echelons of celebrity,
Yeah.
prize it awkward confusion is not only universal, but when you deploy it correctly, it becomes key promotional material. It's currency.
It really gives you this lovely universal truth, doesn't it? That everyone, no matter how famous or successful, makes an awkward mistake sometimes.
Absolutely.
But the scale of Kelce's flub, the wrong person, a perfectly wrong joke, the right megastar right next to him, it just makes it unforgettable.
You're just left wondering, aren't you? Is he ever going to be able to look at Hugh Grant's wife again without immediately wanting the ground to swallow him whole, apologizing profusely for confusing her with the director of Barbie?
The depth of that specific embarrassment must be profound.
Really?
So what does this all mean for you listening along? Given that Kelce was, as we established, a huge admirer of Greta Gerwig's work, her range, and he presumably wanted so badly to impress her,
Right.
what do you think is actually the greater, more paralyzing mortification here? Is it the act of complimenting Hugh Grant's wife, Anna Eberstein, on her non-existent role in Barbie? Or is it realizing, maybe later, that the person you thought was just some fun, random dancing partner in the tent, the one who truly appreciated your Ken joke, was actually your favorite director all along, and you completely missed her?
Ooh, that's the real kicker, isn't it? Was the anecdote maybe strategically released? Precisely because it makes Kelce seem endearing, a little bit clumsy, and therefore more relatable to the public.
More human than his usual NFL champion persona allowed.
Exactly. It feels like a genius stroke of celebrity image control, honestly. Something we'll probably be analyzing for years.